Good afternoon, 12:47 my time. Doing just a little different one today. I'll hopefully I'll do something tonight, but I actually did hit most of my non-negotiables last night. Just personal stuff, all good. Everything's good. Um, but some things are definitely more important than baseball, family, and then yeah, other and a few other things. However, good to be back. Want to talk about André Jackson last night. He took a lot of junk on the internet machine last night. A lot of complaints, a lot of, and hey, you know what? I get it, and everyone's allowed to have an opinion. I'm going to have an opinion. That's part of what I like about doing this is just being able to have an opinion. I started my quote media career with Dodgers Nation as an editorial writer, which was all about opinion. So sometimes I'm going to come out and just talk about stuff. So Andre Jackson um, comes into a game. Dodgers down 3-2. Obviously, they're still in the game, and let's just go through it. Gives up a bomb to Hap in the eighth. Gives up a bomb to Suzuki also in the eighth. So 5-2, gives up a bomb to Wisdom in the eighth. And so that wasn't pretty. Gives up a homer to Gomes in the ninth. And then Ian Happ hits a double to drive in a run. So rough stuff, obviously. And that's just the way it is. I actually don't disagree with what Dave Roberts did. And I don't know how much of a plan that was for him versus anything else, but Casey and I have talked about this for months. You have to give these guys a chance. And okay, Andre had a bad one. He was getting lit up. They're talking about maybe he was tipping his pitches. We'll find out. But it's not something that, to be honest, that I'm that worried about. I am. I'd like to see him get more chances. Last year the Dodgers won 111 games. Actually, well, only 112 because they only won one freaking game in the playoffs. And so, and one of the reasons I think they lost those games, they didn't give a chance for players like Outman and Vargas during the season to get more time, or for pitchers like Pepio and stuff like that to establish themselves. So they were shorthanded. Gonsolin wasn't healthy. Chris Taylor wasn't healthy. Justin Turner wasn't healthy. Cody Bellinger, rest in peace on his Dodgers career. It was just they just were not. They played every game like there was no tomorrow, and they weren't ready in the playoffs because they were going with the same old instead of making some changes. And so this is the time. Um, the Dodgers. The goal is not to be for me making the playoffs, winning division is all good, but the goal is winning the World Series, and that is the Dodgers' goal. And if they really want to do that, they have to keep developing players. And one of the ways you develop them is to, let them go out there. And sometimes they'll succeed and sometimes they'll fail. Andre failed. That's one. Okay. Let's give him a chance again. I'm not saying tonight, but, another he needs another chance. I believe in Andre. I think that, relief is not a situation he's, quote, totally used to, even though, he was starting an inning. So, it wasn't his day. Maybe he was, like I said, maybe he was tipping his pitches. They'll find out. But sometimes you take an L. The L, you take the L for the long-term W, and long-term W is the World Series and making your march through the playoffs. And you can't do it with like last year they tried to do it with about 20 players, maybe even less than that. So not this year you got to do it. It's a 26. It's actually a 40-man team that has to happen, and so they have to have these guys ready. And so 40 people need to be ready for the playoffs. All right. So real quick, I didn't watch that game last night. I'm just going off what I read and saw. But the pitch clock. I guess there was an incident. Dodger fans were saluting Cody Bellinger. Guys acknowledging the fans. Umpire calls a strike on him. What a flippin' joke. Um, what are put it in the chat. What are your thoughts so far about the pitch clock? It's as some of you know, I'm not a fan of any of it, but I know that there's compromises to be made. I hope they fix some of these things. I really don't want to see these tight playoff situations decided by pitchers having to rush, batters trying to rush, or not getting in the box in time, not this, not that. I mean, these are big situations. They need to have time, and so I would like them, to be honest, I'd like to just drop the pitch clock in September. Not wait till the playoffs. Drop it in September, and let them adjust, and let's go with that. Or make it at least bigger, because this is in my opinion, it's just not sustainable. But let me know your thoughts, whether in the chat or comments later. I don't think anyone's really out there at the moment, so just like Billy Idol talking with myself, except he's dancing. Let's take a quick look at the games from yesterday. Boo! What did I? Oh, I didn't. Mel, I am not in a good way here. What did I do? Schedule. All right, let's go to the Quakes. There we go. Sorry about that. I had them set, and then I did something else dumb. Wow, great performance. So we are. It was last night. They got smoked by Visalia. Let's go. We're kind of doing this together, going through a little bit of this. I've seen some of it, but let's go to the pitching. Peter Hubick had a rough one. 3 innings, 4 runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks, 3 hits. Christian, I think it's Christian Romero. I think that's his name. I'm going to check real quick. Let's get it correct, Rogers. Yeah, Christian from Mexico, and he is a hefty 20 years old. 2.2 innings, gave up 4 runs. So this is a rough one. Gabe Emmett did well. Reynoso did well. Okay, that's good. I think it's Ravine. Batting wise, Donkey 1 for 4. Lorenzo's the one. Well, let's go. Nevin had a big one. And by the way, there is a video that we released, I think it was yesterday, with Stephen Douglas doing a brief interview with Kyle Nevin. And Kyle's off to a great start, hitting 483. Yes, 483. And I know that's a very small sample size, but he's doing well. I think he got stronger during the offseason, and it's showing, and he's having a really nice season. My guy, Dayron Lorenzo, that I've been talking about, had a big one, a double and a home run. 3 for 4. Galiz it's got to get him going. I want to see Jesus going. Defensively, he's such a really good catcher. Nick Biddison, it's starting to come around, but still after a slow start. We actually have an article I'm going to show you real quick. Look at that. I'm actually editing an article that Ryan Falla is writing, or has written. I'm just editing it, getting it ready for y'all. And I'll put that link probably in tonight's chat. And that's about it for the Quakes. Great Lakes yesterday. They're playing right now. I was watching that game. Went a little south on us. Kind of a bummer, obviously a bummer. Let's go to their schedule. Where are we at here? Come on. There we go. Yeah, they won. It was a tight one yesterday. 1-0. If it would come up, it'd be even better. There we go. So pitching did its thing. So it's and make sure Casey on his Dodgers Daily had some nice little graphics. Ben Kasparius, who dis? Ben Kasparius, 6 innings, no hits, 2 walks, 5 Ks. What a start. Braden Fisher, still good. Still hasn't given up anything. Antonio Knowles, good for him. Still hasn't given up anything. And the man, Jake Pilarski. Please take a look at our our YouTube stuff. We got a couple YouTubes on him. One, an interview just straight up with him, and then another one. Actually, there's three. Then there's another one with the scout that discovered him, Jonah Rosenthal, and then there's a one where I put it all together about discovering Jake Pilarski. You know, when I found him and when Jonah found him and all that kind of stuff. Really, I think it's one of my favorite things we've done, and we've gotten some good articles on that. So Pilarski with 2 saves this year. He's dominating. He's getting promoted fast. Let's be honest, straight up. Tulsa, L Drillers. I know I've been working on my Duolingo. You can tell, I'm sure, by the great Spanish that I am throwing out there. Like during the COVID pandemic, my son would call it El Mask. That's how bilingual we are. Whoops. Hey. What's going on? I don't want to do that. I just want to see the box score, please, por favor. Yeah, really. I'm trying to learn just enough Spanish. I'd like to learn more of I'm an old head. I'd really like to be able to know, be able to be conversational, just, at least for first few sentences, just to get, first 2 or 3 going back and forth on that. Fortunately, we do have some translators to do some interviews, conducting interviews in Spanish. We might be getting some coming up soon. I'll be out sometime this week. I'm trying to figure it out. We're talking about Saturday, but I don't know. I got to talk to other people about that, including my wife. Let's see. Pitching wise, so they won 6-1. Yay! Kyle Hurt looking good. No walks, 3 innings, 2 hits, 3 Ks. Excellent. Alec Gamboa, good one. A little high on the walks, but overall, keeping it real with the 4 innings. They that piggybacking, and then another guy getting promoted. So Pilarski is going to eventually take Ben Harris's spot on Tulsa because Harris is going to get promoted to AAA. Don't be surprised to see Ben Harris in the Dodgers bullpen in 2023. I said it. You can hold me to it. Batting wise, my man, Jorbit Vivas, 3 for 5, 2 doubles. That's what I'm talking about. Look at this. The next guy, Andy Paez, 3 for 4, 2 dongs. And then, Diego 0 for 5, kind of a bummer. And then Lewis 0 for 4. Stowers, 1 for 3. That guy's, again, he's been mashing all year. Eddie's is starting to come around. He's getting some hits now, 1 for 4. And look at Jose, 3 for 3. Jose Ramos, 364, 3 for 3. Good to see. And let's see what with one. No case for him. That's good. Those are things we want to see, in for him. And then your OKC Dodgers. I know. I wonder if Casey's going to get out there tonight. I know he's been really busy. I've been really busy. I don't know. We didn't even put out a DPP last week. Maybe we can put one out this week. I don't know. We will try. Wait, what? Okay, there we go. All right. So they got the W also. Cuevas, that's a much better start. Cuevas was really rough the first one. Went 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 earnies, no walks, 4 Ks. And we really need to be looking, keep plugging away on the no walks. Man, and here's the next 3 guys. These next 3 guys got to be coming up soon. Justin Brule, 1 inning, 3 Ks. Mark Washington, 1 inning, 1 hit, 2 Ks. Nick Robertson, 1 inning, no nothing, 1 K, and no walks from any of those guys. Bring it. Those guys got to eventually get a shot. The bullpen pitchers are very volatile. So a guy that may have been good last year, all of a sudden they catch up to him, or even the year before. There's guys that need to just make some adjustments, and they will. The Dodgers are the best at it. They have the prior lab. Okay, So for the third straight game, even though he didn't get any hits, Michael Busch played third base. This is all good. No errors from him. Wow, Luke Williams went over. Wow, this is a kind of surprise. Ryan Ward 2 for 3 with 2 dongs. Jemai Jones 0 for 3, bummer. Devin, okay. So that's the team there. Review games, and then I want to take a quick look. So I saw some stuff this morning. More guys got released. Kind of really sucks. Okay. The Dodgers don't like the guys with the last name of Castillo. It looks like these are young guys. Ivan Castillo's a really young guy. He got released, shortstop. Yamil Castillo. That's a guy that some of us who've been to Quakes games are very familiar with. Old friend, new friend, Robbie De La Russa got released. Javier Armas, another guy that's really young. And Espinosa, he got young. He's young. Cole Dunsing's a guy that I know they had signed him, working it out, and I guess they're moving on. Another one surprised me, Victor Sosa. Got to know him just a little bit through Instagram. I'm real bummed for him. Best of luck to you, Victor. And just surprised. I mean, again, these are, look at a guy like Victor here. I mean, he's he's 20. So I don't get it. Well, I was texting back and forth with Trinidad on this, and then the last one's Zach Ching, who was hurt last year. The problem is that the Dodgers have too many good players. That's it. This is, you're only allowed a certain amount of players, and they have to let some go. And that's what they had to do. There we go. Hey, Sean. Hey. All right. Yeah. So Sean writes, and I think the Dodgers don't mind using up an option year. Yeah, shuttling guys back and forth. Vesia and Jackson are probably going to tax from LA to OKC. Probably. I mean, you got if you're gonna move up a guy like Brule or Mark Washington, Nick Robertson, or eventually Ben Harris, you got to move some guys down. So they will. It's guys with options. They're going to do all they can not to release guys or DFA guys. They're going to try to keep guys on the roster, keep them as a part of the team. So that's why they'll start using the shuttle. Yeah, and they're going to have to do it possibly. I mean, the answers right there are not. The answers are not there at the moment. Let's see. So bummed about, it's always, to me, and I've said it before, it is heartbreaking to see these things. I know that some of these players are, some of us know these guys, or some of these guys. And so it's a real bummer. And now, kind of my last topic. Today marks the beginning of MLB's grifting season. Now, I love Jackie Robinson Day. Today is Jackie Robinson Day, one of the most important days in American history, not just baseball history, American history. Integrating the MLB before parts of our country were properly integrated. Even, I think the military is around the same time. But it's one of the most important days. And, and I'm also, so MLB does all they can, it seems like, to try to make a ton of money off this thing. And I'll talk about a little bit more about other parts about this. But, okay, so cool. I almost every year I buy a new Jackie hat because, I like the little patch and all that. It looks great. And so, of course, this is 10 a.m. I go onto the Dodger site. There's no size 7.5 for that hat. Are you kidding me? The day hadn't barely even started. Now, I can't make it up to Dodger Stadium this week. I would like to, but I just, once I got denied some media passes, I make other plans and have other commitments. But it's like, wait, here you are. They do their best to just rip us off on these things with, how expensive these things are. And so we're going to get, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day, July 4th, you name it. And then all the other days, then there are all the special nights that are had at the ballpark to grab your money. And I like, yeah, I got plenty of that stuff. But yeah, it's the biggest grift out there, one of the biggest ones that's out there. Um, and MLB is doing it, and then they don't even do a good job with it. Where I can't even get. I mean, 7.5. I know it's a little bit big for a head, but there's a lot of the sizes already gone, and so you can't even have enough to be able to have that. Hey, Austin, good to see you, man. So kind of a bummer. It's like, hey, if you're gonna grift well. Um, but they don't. And you know, it's grifting season for all the writers to write all their things, and you know, and good for them. Get your clicks. You know, that's part of survival for them. And take the time though just to reflect if if you want about what he did, and the courage that was there. Don't forget his wife. She had to be the brunt of it, and don't forget Mr. Ricky and some of the other people that enabled it, some of the people that helped him, and then some of the guys that followed him. You know, Roy Campanella, Don Newcomb, and Larry Doby, who was the one who integrated the American League with the Cleveland Indians at the time. Um, so good times. Great that baseball was. You know, it's one of those things I'm proud of for baseball. I'm proud of to be honest, to be a Dodger fan. I remember a janitor at my college down here in San Diego, a black man named Oscar, and he was a Dodger fan because of Jackie, straight up. And this was in the '80s. He was still a Dodger fan just because of Jackie. So big impact. No one's had a bigger impact on the game in terms of overall. We've had other players, you know, Babe Ruth just bringing the home run to things, and just our own Fernando Valenzuela with the whole Latino, um, you know, greatness that he's brought with all the new fans that he helped bring. And then, you know, then who knows? Maybe what we're seeing with Shohei Ohtani could change the game, where we get more guys that can pitch and hit. So there's game changers out there, and Jackie Robinson is clearly the biggest one. It opened the floodgates for. And to be, I hate to say it, but one of my all-time favorite players as a kid was not a Dodger. It was Willie Mays. And Hank Aaron was right up there, and Babe Ruth was up there. Roberto Clemente, just different players. But you know, what would baseball be like without Willie Mays and Hank Aaron? Just don't, yeah. And then without Jackie, without Campy, without Don Newcomb, and so many other great players, and most importantly, great humans. And that's where Jackie really, to me, you know, really comes down to it. You know, it took me a long time to watch 42, and because it's uncomfortable to me, to for the language and stuff and all that. And but when I finally did watch it, and just, you know, I know it's a movie, and they always take liberties here and there, and when you got Han Solo in there, it's kind of cool too. But you know, it kind of reflects, and we know his story, and we know it killed him. You know, all that stuff killed him at a young age. You know, the diabetes type 2, or I think he had regular diabetes, not type 2, because he wasn't overweight or that overweight. But all that stress, really, it killed him at a very young age. So God bless the Robinson family and his legacy. So on that note, we will be talking about. Hopefully, I get onto it tonight. I got a lot of things to do to be able to do it again tonight. Like I said, I'm just making up for last night. But yeah, I'll see y'all hopefully tonight, or not tonight, maybe tomorrow. If anyone's going to any games this week at Rancho, let me know. I'm trying to figure out, like I said, working when to go, and we like to see people there. So, all right, everybody, you guys have a great rest of the afternoon. Big start for Michael Grove. A big start for Michael Grove. Right? Can I get an amen on that? Big start for Michael Grove. So let's hope I'm crossing fingers, prayers up for that guy. I really like him and hope he does well. All right. Thanks, everybody. Again, appreciate you all. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye.